Welcome to my channel. My name is Kathy. Today we're working on my website, an app called AI transformation tool for garden makeovers. So I have a list of images on my homepage. Today we're working on how to filter these images by budget. So users can choose what they want to spend on their garden and see the possibilities of all the transformations within
With
that.
this filter, we can filter the elements according to a certain criteria, which is budget. In this case, we are going to see how we can do this. At the moment, all the elements are still hard-coded and not from database, but we will get this filter working and also explain a little bit about how React State works. In order to make that change, we need to look at our 6 steps. Because the homepage element includes the search filter, which is right here. They need to share the same information, which is the current search filter value. So we will make this a state so that the search filter changes. When the search filter changes state, the home element will make the change according to that state. So we will call the state budget filter, and there will be other filters later on, but we will create this one first to make it work for now. So second, we will change the function signature of search filter. So eventually this value will pass to the search filters like that, budget filter, and then pass a function to call. So this function will be the function used to set the state. So the search filters now have to accept these 2 parameters. So let's go to the function itself to change that. First of all, we need to make sure that we create a type that it's return type by using TypeScript. So we will call it props, which is a budget filter. It's a string now, so we'll call that budget filter. It's a string, and then function heading we'll say that it's a function of type that it takes a value as parameter and then returns nothing. So this will be a function. So we will change the signature of the function to be accepting these 2 parameters, and then we will declare its type here like that. So and then in here for the group of selections we have, then we'll say that the current selected value will be budget filter, and when it's changed, we will call this function that we pass to it. So we will say we take this event, and then we'll call this function with the event value, and that is event target value, and that's the one of those values. So now when that's changed, it's gonna call this budget change, and then that in turns will change the budget filter. And once this budget filter changed, the whole component will be re-rendered. So this home will be called and execute again, including all these in-between elements. They will be execute again. And also the search filters will be called again with the new value, so it will display. So once we change that, it will display the new options that we select. So we need to change a label here or to indicate that properly. So now that we got that, and then the next step is to attach the onChange handler. We have done that. And then in the home, we call the search filter, which we done that as well. So now finally, we will filter the items using the controlled filter. So that will be initial images filter, and then we will pass it a function. So that's the input parameter, and the item cost will need to be budget filter, which is one of those selected values. We can let all the items pass through if there's no budget filter. So if that equals to true, then this whole thing will be true, and the item will be accepted by this filter. So that will be the filter. And then for each item that we have passed through this filter, we will use map function to make it return a gallery card. So that will be that gallery item there, and we'll pass parameters with this key is required. So we'll pass it the item title as the key because they are unique. This probably will be an ID will be better, but we're just using title for now. And the item will be kind of like, because the function heading has each individual field such as this, so we need to do something like that. Or another way to do this would be saying that we will extract individual fields into a new object by using a spray operator, which is kind of like this. And then each attribute will be passing to the parameter of the same name. So we can just use that shorthand. Now, if the item is missing some fields or somehow it doesn't have that parameter, it's not going to complain because it's all named parameter. So now we got this. It's the final step of our 6 steps. Then we can check our page now. Yeah, so that option is there. We will filter that. We'll pass through the filter to select the right budget. Yeah, and then if we clear the filters, or if we set it to nothing, then it will return everything. This color filters will be the same. We just need to set that to the value to empty.